I was in the movie theater about 2 weeks ago, and what pops up? It's the Kurt Warner story. You gotta be kidding me. You know what? I was like, look, walk out of here. So I was like, you gotta be kidding. He has a movie, and I know the end is gonna come back because that's really what made Kurt Warner a legend.
American woman, listen what I say.
Denard Walker joining us from Dallas. You played in one of the most memorable Super Bowl finishes ever. What types of memories then does this week bring back for you?
Both pleasure and pain. Just the fact that you're able to play in a game of that magnitude is unbelievable. I mean, you imagine there's thousands of players that will play this game, and not only half of those players will ever get a chance to play in the Super Bowl. And so for me, it's a beautiful moment. I mean, it's indescribable. But then when you get there and then to lose the game, it's really demoralizing, and it hurts for a while. I'm always saying that the further you go into the playoffs, the harder it is to lose. And when you lose, it just feels like you're just so dejected. But, you guys have to find a way to get over it. And that's what that team was able to do after that season. We got over that Super Bowl loss and came back next year, and we were a lot better in 2000.
This is a Super Bowl that most people remember for the Kevin Dyson stretch and coming up short, and Kurt Warner, the greatest show on turf. When I went back to read about it, I had forgotten that it was a 9-0 game at halftime. It really was a defensive battle early on.
Our defense, especially our interior line, Big Henry Ford, Josh Evans, Big Brother, Javon Curse, those guys, they did a great job in stopping the run. They really neutralized the Rams when it came to Marshall Faulk and how he was getting his yards. We really stopped him. That really was the focal point. The issues that we had that game was in the back half. We didn't play well that game as a secondary, and that really was the Achilles heel defensively, was the way that we played in the back half. And so, yeah, that was tough. That was tough because we knew we can play better. And so the Rams, they just on the perimeter, that's really where they made their money. And that eventually is how they went up and scored the winning touchdown, was Isaac Bruce, unfortunately beating a guy by the name of Denard Walker to go up 23-16. So that's what I remember when I'm talking about is demoralizing.
Do you see the highlight ever?
Around this time, like sometimes I'll get up sometimes in the wee hours of the night, I kid you not, especially around Super Bowl time, and I'll just sometimes cut on the television, and they'll be airing that game, and they will always talk about that play. And, it's funny you asked me that because I was in the movie theater about 2 weeks ago, and what pops up, one of the, they show these, movies that are getting ready to come out, it's the Kurt Warner story. You gotta be kidding me. You know what? I was like, look, walk out of here because I know I'm going to be on that movie. So I was like, you gotta be kidding. He has a movie, and I know the end is going to come back. It's going to be about that play because that's really what made Kurt Warner a legend. When I was a kid, I used to tell my grandmother, I used to tell my family, because I had an addiction when I was 8 or 9 years old. I would read Sports Illustrated. In those days, Sports Illustrated was like the magazine.
I remember.
Really yeah, and so I used to say, I'm going to be in that magazine one day. I am going to be, I didn't say on the front cover, but one day I'm going to be in that magazine. People used to think I was crazy. And so I made the magazine. I was in the magazine. I was almost on the front cover. Javon actually was on the front cover. And I look in the magazine, and someone sent me a picture of the game-winning that play at the end, and it was me and Isaac Bruce, and they kind of showed they had 3 cuts of the picture, and then it had Isaac Bruce making a comment about I made a great catch, and Denard Walker just fell in his face, and I was like, you know what? I made the magazine falling right on my face. That's not the way I imagined it growing up. So, but at least I made it. So I called it.
honestly, as much as it's painful and as much as you get to be reminded of it every year at this time, it is still better to have played on that stage than not, right?
Yeah, because you know what? It's when you make it that far, it's not about you. It's about the organization. It's about all of the hard work. It's all about the dedication in the off season. It's about the great coaching. I love Coach Jeff Fisher. I have so much admiration for him as a man and as a coach. He really helped me in my career. If I would have gone anywhere else, I would have never played in the National Football League. It was, to me, that Titans organization, they helped me become a better player and a better person. But, I mean, it's just when you make it that far as a team, it's a special feeling. You got to imagine there's 32 teams in the National Football League. You're talking about the highest platform that you can play on, and you get a chance to play for the Lombardi Trophy. I mean, that's a dream come true. And so I looked at it that way, and that helped me get over all of the pain that, on one little player or the dejection that I felt playing in the Super Bowl. It's just knowing that you made it that far, and a lot of people don't get a chance to say that.